This is Romero Britto, founder of something called the Happy Art Movement. Doesn't that sound fun? He's from the country of Brazil and has created a visual language of love, hope, and happiness that inspires millions of people worldwide. He uses vibrant patterns and colors to show optimism and love through his art. His work is characterized by thick black lines, creating shapes that he fills with patterns and bright, brilliant colors. It is almost like the zentangle we made last week. He fills up all the spaces with lines and patterns, but instead of it being black and white, he fills it with color. Look at how playful and colorful this piece is, and all the fun shapes and patterns he used. I see hearts, I see flowers, I see lines, I see all kinds of things in his artwork. This next one is one of my favorite. I love how he used warm colors inside the fish and cool colors outside for the ocean. His work is so colorful. I think that's what I love about it. We're going to be creating a Romero Britto inspired name drawing today. We're going to build off of what we learned about zentangles and use a similar style of lines and patterns. But this time, we're going to fill it with color. All right, Joseph and Joshua are both going to help with this project today. We're going to be making a Romero Britto inspired name art.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's get started. All right. Here's the supplies that you need. You're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, a permanent marker, and some other colors of washable markers. All right?
And remember, if you get the washable markers on your clothes, they'll come off.
They will, but not the permanent marker.
Permanent marker would just stay on there forever.
Yep. So
That's
we're
what I was doing.
We're gonna start with our pencil to draw our name first because we're gonna make it have block letters, and the pencil's really helpful to show you how to do that. So this is what's similar to what it's going to be like. We're building off of what we did last week with zentangles. This is similar to a zentangle, except this week we're adding color. So to get started, let's write your name nice and big on the paper, lightly. Don't press hard, very lightly. Write your name nice and big in capital letters. In the middle of the paper.
Just go this way.
In the middle of the paper. Go ahead, write your name nice and big. That's big enough, Joshua. Don't you have to erase it?
It's in the middle.
Yes, it is in the middle. Oops, if you ran out of room, you need to erase or turn your paper over and try it again so that you can have enough room. So Joseph ran out of room, so he's going to turn his paper over so he can try it again. Okay. Now, to do lightly, Joshua, lightly. To do block letters, you're basically going to be making a rectangular box around each line, and then you erase out the middle. So you kind of make or you can do it that way too, but you can make a rectangular box, kind of framing each line like this, and you erase the middle parts. Okay, Joseph, do it.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Do what I'm doing. Make a box around each.
I can't do it for my J.
Yeah, I can't. You make a box around each one, see? Just like that. Okay, so here's mine with the rectangular boxes around each one. Then I'm going to erase out the inside line of each letter.
Oh, you don't.
So I'm erasing out the inside and I'm just leaving the box. Okay? It's fine, Joseph, it's fine. Now we're just going to make a part in the center like that. That's all you have to do. This one, we're going to erase this line out of the center of this one. All right. Now we're going to take our permanent marker and we're going to go over the letters, just the block letter part with our permanent marker. Joshua did his a little different. That's okay. Joseph, this is good. We just have to erase out the center. This looks great. Now all you have to do, buddy, is go over it with permanent marker.
I didn't do the edge. I have no room for the edge.
We'll squeeze it in. There, we squeezed it in. All right, go over with your permanent marker. Okay, once you have your name done in permanent marker, now we're going to take our permanent marker and we're going to make some lines through our paper to create some shapes. So I'm just going to go around the outside of my name with the lines so that my name, it's like my name is nice and standing out right in the middle. Go all the way off the paper with your lines. Okay, Joseph's finishing up his lines. All right, now that once you have your lines around the outside, you're going to fill up the spaces inside the lines with different shapes, like we did with the zentangles, shapes and patterns. You could also do lines. You could do zigzag lines, straight lines, wavy lines. You're going to fill up each of those sections with different patterns, just like we did with our zentangle. Okay, I'm going to speed up the video while we do this. You guys start making some pattern. Okay, so Joseph and Joshua finished their filling in their sections, just like we did with zentangles and all the shapes and lines, and I finished mine as well. Before we put our permanent marker away, I just want to show you real quick, if you'd like to add a shadow, like I did with this one, if you'd like to add a shadow to your letters, you can do that now with your permanent marker. So to add a shadow, you're going to go to the right side into the bottom of your letters, and you're going to draw a line right next to it and fill that in. So you're basically just adding a thicker line to the bottom of each letter and to the right hand side. Do you see how this is the right side of the letter? Then I'm just going to add a little bit thickness there and fill that in. And a little bit of thickness here, fill that in. I'm going to do the same thing for each letter. The right side and the bottom of each section of the letter. So on the E, it's going to be the right and the bottom. The T, the bottom of that section, the right of that section, the right and the bottom. And you fill it in just to make one side of it look a little bit heavier. That's what the shadow is for, to give it some dimension. So when you add things like this, it makes it look like it's almost three-dimensional, and that's adding form to it, which is one of our elements of art. So we're using lines in this project, and shapes, and form as well. We're also going to be using color here in a minute. All right, so now, oops, I missed one here and here. Those are the right sides as well. And then here. Don't forget the insides of those letters. All right, now it's time to start adding color. Okay, we have our shadow done on our letters, and now we're starting to color in. Now, do you see how the boys are? Joseph is starting with his name, which is fine. Joshua is starting with shapes around the outside. See how Joshua colored around these squares, and he left the squares empty so that he can make those squares a different color. Same with these octagons. He colored in the octagons first so he can make around the octagons a different color. So when you color with markers, you're going to go back and forth with tiny little strokes right next to each other. I don't want to see scribbling, okay? So again, with mine, I started filling in around the circles with yellow. So inside the circles, then I'm going to make a different color. You really don't want to have two colors right next to each other, because that will make it more interesting and more balanced, which is one of those principles of design that we've talked about before. Okay, when I said don't put two colors right next to each other, so I have yellow in this one, I don't want to make this one yellow because I already have yellow here. I haven't used green yet, so I'm going to go with green. And I'm going to alternate my zigzag stripes. So this next one I'm not going to color in. I'm going to do a different color. Yes, Joshua.
Like, can we use the same color again sometime in our paint?
Oh, of course. You just don't want to put it right next to one that's the same. And then I haven't used orange yet, so I think I'm going to do that other alternate zigzag in orange.
So
and do you see how no two colors alike are touching? So I don't have a purple right next to a purple. I don't have a yellow right next to a yellow. So that's what you want. You don't want two colors that are the same right next to each other. Go ahead and start coloring. We'll speed up our video for you. Okay, we are done coloring. This is Joshua's, and you see how he filled in everything around the outside, but he decided to leave his letters white. And I did the same thing on this one, colored in all the outside and left my letters white. On my first one I colored in my letters too. So it is up to you however you want to do that. Joseph also colored in his letters as well. So thanks, friends. I hope you had fun making your Romero Britto inspired name art, just like the zentangles we did last week, but adding color to them this time. So I can't wait to see them, and I hope you had a good time. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.